Where is she? The company's going under. Hurry up. Come quickly. We can't do it without you. That one? We don't need her. I dumped her. Mwahahaha. Dad, it's me. I need your help with something just in case. We were enjoying a company trip in Jackson Hole, Wyoming for 2 nights and 3 days, but trouble arose on the day of checkout. Something was off. I was the only one at the entrance. When I asked the hotel staff about the situation, I was informed of the shocking truth. Feeling a bit uneasy, I decided to initiate the secret plan for the sake of the company. My name is Madison Carter. I'm 25 years old and single. My family consists of my dad, mom, and me. I've lived a comfortable life since childhood. An example of how comfortable my life has been is that my mom has always been a stay-at-home mom. When I tell my friends that my mom is a stay-at-home mom, they're always surprised. It's probably because stay-at-home moms have become rare in this day and age. On the other hand, my dad's occupation has always been unclear, even when asking him or mom about it. However, when I graduated from college, my parents told me the truth during a family dinner at a restaurant. We've been vague about your dad's job, but the reason we've had a comfortable life is because he's been working hard as an investor. We really wanted to tell you before you started high school, but your mom stopped me. Oh, really? I kind of had a feeling. To be honest, I didn't know my dad was an investor, but seeing him and his sharp gaze when talking about money, economic magazines, news, and the way he handled phone calls, I knew he didn't have a regular job. My parents laughed at my nonchalant response, saying I was definitely their daughter. I laughed along with them. A few years passed since then, and now I work at a certain company. Fortunately, it was a job seeker's market in my time, so I could enter any industry. I chose IT because I thought it could be a workplace where women could excel and working from home was possible. That being said, if I were to work remotely for 2 or 3 years after joining the company, I would fall behind my peers and would need to learn the job on my own. So now I go to the office 5 days a week. Actually, my IT company is a traditional sports-oriented company, and today we are on a company trip to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. The hotel in the mountains of Jackson Hole provided a high-quality and well-maintained space that healed our urban hearts. The attendees included managers, and the executives were said to be staying at the company. The managers complained about the executives while getting tipsy. Everyone was enjoying themselves in their own way, attending small talk, performing party tricks, and taking baths in the relaxing hot springs. And then on the last day of the 2-night, 3-day trip, a problem occurred because I was left at the inn. No way. I rushed to the front desk to ask about the status of the group bus, and I was supposed to be aboard. It was already departed. We asked the group leader if there was anyone who missed the bus, but there's no benefit for the hotel staff to lie to me, so there's only one person to blame. Senior, I'll hold the grudge, okay? What got left behind is, at the meeting time the director had told me the day before was incorrect. What I heard from the director was we were going to meet at 2 p.m. or 1400. However, according to the hotel staff, the meeting was at 10 a.m. and the bus departure was at 10:30. With no other choice, I decided to call my coworker, Leanne. After the phone rang for a while, an automatic message played. I'm currently unable to answer the call. Please leave a message after the beep. I called her 5 times. 5 out of the 5 times, it was the voicemail greeting on her phone. That means she's probably on the plane and unreachable for a few hours. This is quite a predicament. If I could have had my way, I'd be back by 1 p.m. tomorrow. The reason is I have to attend a company meeting. The president also told me that I must attend tomorrow's meeting. Speaking of which, I wonder if something's up since the president seems so worried. For now, I'll try calling the president next. After the beep. It was the same as Leanne, which was a problem. Just in case, I'll try calling the president one more time. After the beep. It wasn't a hallucination, so I reluctantly leave a message for the president. Mr. President, I apologize due to various circumstances I was left behind on the company trip. There's a chance I might not be able to attend the important meeting tomorrow. It's not my fault. There's nothing I can do. Normally, as a working adult, one should pay out of their own pocket to return. However, that's only when there's negligence on their part. In this case, I'm not at fault. In fact, I'm the one who got set up by my senior, and I want to complain a bit. Now, the problem is the senior who left me behind. I haven't done anything to upset him. That leaves either they simply dislike me or they don't like about me. The answer is probably both. But setting up a trap for me today with the meeting tomorrow, He's only strangling himself. The moment the president notices, there'll be a major panic in the company. Honestly, I'm reluctant to rely on them for such a personal issue, but it might be better to take out all the insurance I can. And so I begin calling the first person I registered in my phone's contacts. Hello? Dad? It's me, Madison. I got a bit of an emergency. The company who had just disembarked the plane started boarding the bus and arranged at the airport. While helping female employees load their luggage onto the bus, I caught sight of 3 missed calls and 1 message left on my phone screen. From Madison. Come to think of it, she wasn't there. I immediately played the message left in the voicemail service. Leanne, it's me, Madison. It looks like I was tricked by a senior and left at the hotel in Steamboat Springs. I have an important meeting tomorrow, but it's unclear if I can attend. Can you casually ask the senior why I'm not there? Inwardly, I was puzzled. What the heck was going on? Besides that, despite having an important meeting, Madison seemed surprisingly calm. In fact, I'm more flustered than her upon receiving the news. Anyway, I need to find out why Madison was left behind before thinking of my own feelings. Since the senior had just come to the bus, I casually asked him. It seems like Madison's missing. Oh, her? We left her behind. She must be panicking at the hotel right now. Ha 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 ha. Come on, is this person serious? Sure, he has been tough on Madison lately, but that's because his work quality is worse than hers. And he's laughing about it too? I want to get angry right now, but I try to stay calm and continue the conversation. Sir, Madison mentioned that she had an important meeting tomorrow. What meeting? Is it something I know about? At this point, I felt like our conversation wasn't going well. Could this be a big problem? Sir, I'll check with Madison right away. Senior seemed flustered by my hurry and hesitated with a small voice, their eyes darting around. I quickly took out my phone and called Madison in a quiet place. Hello, Madison? It turns out the senior was messing with you. I thought so. That's enough for me, thanks. Madison seemed pretty calm on the phone. To me, the important meeting is the priority. Are you okay for the important meeting? Oh, I've taken care of that. I had to rely on someone I'd rather not, but it's done. Madison's words were somewhat vague. I double-checked to make sure everything was okay. Are you really, really, really sure you're okay? Yeah, I'm fine, Madison said from the other end of the phone. I decided to believe her. I went back to my senior and shared what Madison and I had talked about. My senior seemed relieved and laughed with a strained expression. Meanwhile, Madison was enjoying a luxurious stay at the hotel in Jackson Hole where she was left behind. She had informed her coworker Leanne and left a message for the boss. He also reluctantly used the insurance she did not want to rely on. With all this done, there was nothing left for her to do. The only thing left was to get back at the senior who tricked her, and so she enjoyed her extravagant stay. She could charge the additional night to the company or even pay for it herself if necessary. She couldn't get through a day like this without enjoying herself. After going back and forth between the sauna, outdoor pool, and enjoying the heated stone lounge, it was time for dinner. Before her was fresh seafood from the Pacific and locally sourced vegetables and meat. The delicious flavors overwhelmed her, turning her worst day into the best one. Where are you right now? The boss's loud voice woke her from a morning phone call. I'm at Jackson Hole Hotel, where a company trip is. The boss understood her situation and instantly was silent for several minutes. Boss? Hello? Are you listening? No response. Maybe they're dumbstruck. Today's an important meeting. The company's rivals at stake. I just got a call from the bank saying they might stop our loan. As it turns out, the company had been struggling with cash flow recently. That's why today's meeting was crucial. The boss sounded frantic, even over the phone. Their face must be pale, even the hairless top of their head turning white. With this incident, they might even have to say goodbye to any remaining fuzz. Don't worry, we've taken necessary precautions. I assured the president, who seemed to find a glimmer of hope in my calm demeanor. We have insurance in place, so everything will be fine. More importantly, I have something to discuss with you about Mr. Wilson. After about an hour, I explained the events of the company trip to the president. The unexpected turn of events left the president speechless for a while. It was understandable, given that an important meeting was scheduled for today and the person who should be present was absent because of a prank. We'll just make it in time for the meeting, and we have the worst-case scenario covered by insurance, so don't worry. I said, ending the conversation and hanging up the phone. Of course, Mr. Wilson must have received a good scolding from the president. Now it's time to prepare to leave the hotel and catch a flight. I left the hotel, boarded the plane, and took a bus to the office, arriving just in time for the 2 p.m. meeting. As soon as I entered the conference room, the president looked like he was about to cry. The other participants who had arrived early forced a smile. But the truth was, even if I had been late, today's meeting would have been successful. I have known in advance that my father was involved in the current loan matter. I kept silent because it wasn't something to share within the company, but after what Mr. Wilson did, I had no choice but to use it as my trump card. My father, after hearing my story, said, "Your decision was rational and good, Madison. You sought the best outcome based on your own judgment. No parent would refuse to help with that." To be honest, I felt like I owed my dad a favor as a working adult. Although I wanted to surpass my father, it was against my intentions to use him. But I like everyone in my workplace, except for Mr. Wilson. That's why I wanted to save them this time, even if it meant bending my own policy. Since the meeting is over and I'm exhausted from flying in from Jacksonville, I'd like to go home early today. I said it, not really meaning it, and left the company's conference room. By the way, I haven't heard about Mr. Wilson's situation. I wonder what happened. I wonder if he'll come into work tomorrow. As I pondered these thoughts, I headed home. The next day I saw Mr. Wilson. His face was still gloomy. When I asked Leanne, she said the president had scolded him severely. On top of that, his planned promotion was canceled. It's like adding insult to injury. I approached him and, pretending not to know anything, said, "Let's do our best again, senior." Mr. Wilson, hanging his head in disappointment, could only muster a weak reply. "It's better than being fired, and it'll be a lesson for him in the future. Now let's focus on today's tasks."